What's up? It's your boy Phil with the Fourth and
Whatever.
Podcast, back with another episode. Today we got two topics for you.
So the first topic is how sports shape the future of our athletes.
Yeah, that's what's up. And the second topic is going to be fast food. What's your favorite fast food restaurant?
Oh, yeah. And don't forget to jump in the stream and let me know in the TikTok live and let me know what your favorite restaurant is. And we can definitely talk about some of those things. But don't put that in there yet until we get to that. Because if you start telling me now, that's going to go way past where we're at. And I'm never going to see it.
Yeah, that's real. Okay. Let's give a shout out to our OG sponsor.
Let's get it.
Ansha. You know Ansha. You know how we get down, bruh.
Yes, sir. Yes,
so
sir.
Ansha means one nail son healed all.
Yep.
Okay? The idea is that we've been pardoned because when you say Ansha, you're actually saying pardon in Japanese.
Pardon me.
You feel me? Yeah. Excuse me.
You got it.
But our whole goal is to show people that they can have their soul, they can be elevated, get your soul elevated through Jesus.
Talk to them.
Because we know we messed up. And if somebody gets pardoned in a legal sense, we know they did wrong. But Jesus, in the same sense, or the government in that sense, helps us to get the redemption and a second chance. So same way with Jesus coming back, dying for our sins, rising again, giving us the power over sin. You feel me?
Ooh, take me to church.
I got to. Giving us the power over sin, we get a chance to live free. Our past is our past. We ain't got to live in shame. We just live and grow from our mistakes and know that we have the power in God to live free and live dope. You feel me?
I got you. So tell me a little bit about what Ansha does.
So, hey, we sell clothes, and every order, not the profit, but every order, we give 10% of the order, and what you pay, we give 10% of that to Feeding America to help the kids who ain't got nothing to eat.
Hey, talk to him, man. That's absolutely big time. Again, I talk about this in every episode. You talk about Ansha. I love that you do that for the people.
Yeah, you got to give back. I was given something that I don't deserve, so it's only right that I give away what I have to other people to help them be elevated. You feel me?
Hey, we love that. So we're going to jump on to this second sponsor. This is a new sponsor of ours.
Hey.
This coming out from Lubbock, Texas.
Yeah.
Lubbock, Texas, the great dusty city, not the windy city.
The dusty
city. So this new sponsor we have is one of my really good friends. So I'm going to just give you a quick rundown. So he started a nonprofit organization called Flatland Youth Funding. So what it is a nonprofit based in Lubbock, Texas, whose goal is to eliminate the financial barriers families face participating in extracurricular activities.
Okay. For who?
For the kids.
Oh, for the kids.
We love that, baby.
Back to the kids,
for the kids. Okay, so listen, what I love about it is they believe no child should be left on the sideline due to financial constraints and family circumstances.
Got you.
So with that, we love that he's trying to put that front foot forward for the kids.
Yeah.
Right? So some things that they do just to kind of help out and give you a good idea. So students and parents can apply for the scholarship. So I love that they've made it like a scholarship for them.
Yeah.
They can apply for the scholarship. And if they're selected, Flatland Youth Funding will pay the students entry directly to whatever organization that is.
That's dope.
So with that, if students need sportswear equipment, gift cards, they'll be giving it to this company out in Lubbock called Play Again Sports.
Okay.
And that's big because so pretty much, obviously, when you're playing sports, you need things. And so they'll give you this gift card directly to this place to be able to go and buy equipment for what you're doing. So something that I love, again, something that kind of makes it a big deal and why I wanted to get on board with what they're doing is because they want to be able to partner with families who may need a little bit of help.
Yeah.
And so here's a couple little rundowns. You can write this down. We'll put this in the description on all of our socials whenever we get to it. But how you get in contact with these people, it is contact@flatlandyouthfund.org.
Okay.
Their website, www.flatlandyouthfunding.org.
Got it.
Both those things will be in the description. So just a quick rundown. Again, we love that we're able to be sponsored by these guys. And what I love about it is what he's doing in the West Texas area is in a full circle moment for what I had growing up.
Yeah.
When I was growing up, we didn't have all the money to be able to go for me to play a lot of extracurricular things when I was younger. But I had coaches who would help out and they would pay that entry for me. And it was really cool because, obviously I love sports, everything sports. That's kind of what my life revolves around.
Yeah.
And so somebody willing to take a chance on me and to partner with my parent, my mom, and to help me get to
Yeah.
that point where I could play a youth sport was absolutely huge.
And that really shaped your life, truly.
It really did. Going into our topic that we're talking about, so it 100% shaped what my life looks like
Yeah.
based off of that. So I say all that to say this: anything helps. $1,
Yeah.
$2, $3, $50, $100. Anything helps in this organization. So if you feel led to be able to help, to partner with them to help students be able to go and play extracurriculars in the youth leagues, that will be very beneficial. And I know he will forever be thankful. I will forever be thankful. And it really just makes all of us happy.
Yeah. Hey, you know what we need to do?
What is it? Talk
Hey,
to me.
we finna have a true brand deal happen right here on the show. Watch this. So we gonna have a specific shirt, if he's down with it,
Yeah.
from Ansha,
Okay.
where 10% of the profit from you buying that shirt goes to that.
Let's go.
You feel me?
Let's go.
We get that set up soon.
Hey,
Man.
bet. Yeah, I would definitely make sure I get in contact with him and let him know that we are going to partner that up and put him in a position to be even that much more successful.
Yeah, that's dope, bro.
Again, and those are the things that Ansha is able to do for other organizations. Is again, that company Ansha is solely out to help people.
Yeah.
For the kids, like we talked about. And so being able to put ourselves in a situation where we can be for the kids is absolutely incredible.
Let's get it. All right, you want to get into this first topic?
Hey, talk to me.
So the first topic is, how does sports shape kids? All right. You want
Man.
to attack it first? You want me to go?
I'm going to attack it and I'll piggyback.
All right. So I got it like two perspectives right now because I have my own experience and I have my own children as well.
Okay.
Okay. So for my boys, we're getting to the summer months, right?
Yep.
They know that in the summer they are going to go train. They're going to go work out, and it's all set up because when we started doing this about 2 years ago, the idea wasn't for them to try to go be great at sports. The idea was to go do things that are a challenge and to fall in love with facing the challenge and not running from challenges.
Okay.
So these workouts they're doing are with the high school kids or with the junior high kids, and they don't have an opportunity to say, I'm just going to tap out. Because just like life, and it comes at their job, when they get older and they have to go to work and whatnot, you can't just say, I don't feel like it. I can't just find an excuse to not go. I can't just say, oh man, I'm just really tired this morning. It is what it is.
Yeah.
You got to lock in, you got to get yourself focused, and you got to go kill the workout. And so we've been doing that with them. And now we've seen over the last 2 years where it's a lot of times when they're in their feelings, we can point back to the summer. When they're tired, we can point back to the summer. When they're trying to find an excuse not to be successful, we can point back to the summer. And they're reminded not just, oh, dad's pushing me, but, oh, yeah, I did do that. The last time I was in the same spot, feeling the same way, I did overcome it. And it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
It wasn't as crucial as I was going to be. And so it kind of helps them have a framework for how they can attack life and the things that come up.
Yeah. And I think that, again, I love that every time we get on this podcast, a lot of things we talk about can revert back to your family, to your boys. And it really, like you said, being able to overcome adversity is absolutely huge.
Yeah.
Because, like I've said in every single podcast, adversity is life.
It is.
And if you don't know how to attack adversity, it doesn't matter what life throws at you. You'll never understand how to get over that hump.
Yeah.
And so I think that no matter, obviously, we're football coaches, so we primarily talk from the football realm. But I think every sport in some way can shape what your life looks like.
Without a doubt.
I mean, I'm talking all the way down to rugby.
Yeah.
I'm talking down to pickleball.
Yeah.
I mean, the sports are endless. I can name every sport in my brain that comes to it. And it doesn't matter that each one of them are going to shape our lives somehow.
Yeah.
So I think a big thing that when it comes to how sports really shape who we are, how we develop, I think it improves fitness, obviously.
Yeah.
And I think that we're able to see that with our boys on the football team as far as look at how they start and look at where they finish. You know, I'm going into year 4 here, and I'm seeing some of these juniors that I got to see when they were freshmen.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, if somebody would have told me your freshman year that you would be looking like this as a junior, I would have said ain't no way.
No.
But they've let that workout. They've let what we talked about in the last episode of the boot camps, the summer training, the running, the sprints, all those things really shape what their future looks like. And so now they put themselves in a situation where they can be successful.
Yeah. I think it just goes to show when I don't run away from work and I press into it head first, the results are gonna come.
Oh, for sure.
We live in a day and age where, everybody's trying to get their likes, their followers, and all that stuff up.
Mm-hmm.
And if we just put our head down and be consistent with something, and we continue to show up with something, all the stuff that we can lose focus trying to, oh my God, I don't have this. If I just focus on, let me show up and I'm going to post. I'm
Yeah.
going to get out my comfort zone. I'm not gonna say, well, so many times I've caught myself not wanting to post or not wanting to share stuff because I don't have followers. When it doesn't matter.
No.
If I would just be consistent and post or share what I feel I'm led to share, every time I do it, I see the fruit of it.
Oh, for sure.
And so then you put that over 4 years with these workouts. They showed up for 4 years, and now they're getting to see the fruit of all the work. And like, dang, a lot of them be conceited because they got little biceps now.
Yeah.
Got a little sneeze of a chest on there.
A little peck.
You feel me? But it's cool to see them grow in confidence as they continue to work and continue to show up.
Yeah, and then just jump back on that physical development part of it. I mean, obviously those gross motor skills.
Yeah.
We still have kids in high school right now who don't have incredible hand-eye coordination
At all.
or eye-foot coordination.
Hey, we teach PE. We get to see it often.
Every day we get to see it. But again, that's just something where, you don't think about it with being a coach or being an athlete because you kind of naturally just kind of have those things as you go. But sports really do kind of refine those skills. For me, being a receiver, that whole idea of running across the middle, watching that ball all the way to my hands, like you have to work on that.
Yeah.
Like, it just doesn't naturally happen because what people don't understand is, you're working fine motor skills, but your brain has to also understand depth perception.
Mm-hmm.
It has to understand speed.
Yeah.
It has to understand like my awareness around me. So in that moment that you're running across the field, your brain is thinking so many things, and you got to be able to articulate what it is that I got to really have fine thoughts on. And so for me, it's always, okay, I don't care who's around me. I know depth perception now because I played receiver for a long time.
Yeah.
I understand how to catch it. Now it's just hand-eye coordination. Let that thing come to my hand. Okay, there it is. Boom. I catch it. I go and do what I need to do. So I think that the fine motor skills are a huge part of shaping our kids moving forward.
Yeah. I think another thing that sports do for kids is teach them how to work with other people.
Yes, sir. That's my next point.
Yeah. I mean, team sports for sure. Even I feel like this year in track, because track could be the one that people think, well, I'm just focused on me. I got my school on my chest, but really I'm out here running for myself.
Yeah.
Every kid I've seen do that doesn't have a successful track season. Because when it comes time to push each other or be pushed by somebody else, if you haven't built those relationships with your teammates that are there with you often, you're on an island all the time.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to football, if you cannot work well with the person next to you, you will not be successful.
Oh, absolutely.
If you can't set your differences aside, y'all may not be buddy out the field, but if I can't set my differences aside that I have with you so we can do the job we're here to do, we're not going to be successful. And so it's just a testament the same way when I'm at work or I'm somewhere else, if there's an objective that has to be accomplished, I'm going to put whatever my feelings are aside and get that done. And on top of that, especially when you're a kid being coached by adults, how many coaches sit there and listen to kids give their excuse for why they aren't successful?
Yeah.
Not a good one.
Not many.
Not going to happen. In the same way, it teaches a kid to not find excuses or make excuses, but to get the job done. You failed. You didn't do what you're supposed to do. You coming back over here to the sideline trying to explain yourself to me doesn't really mean much. What happened was you didn't do your job. I'm going to tell you why you didn't do your job. I'm going to tell you how you can do your job effectively and better the next time, and then I'm putting you back on the field. Your explanation don't mean nothing.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, the job that needs to be done has to be done.
And I think that when you talk about that right there, it really hits home for a lot of high school kids.
Yeah.
More so because nobody cares about excuses.
At all.
I'm gonna tell you the funny one that I've always heard. Excuses are like buttholes.
Everybody got them.
Everybody got them, and they all stink.
Hey, stink.
Stanky. But with that being said, I think that, we talked about this in episode 1 when it came to some like kids just in general. Like in that moment right there, there's no reason to try to defend why you didn't get the job done.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, the job's not done. And I'm looking for a complete job. And so, like we talked about in the last episode, if you don't go to work, you don't get paid.
Nope.
It's that simple. And I think that a lot of kids these days don't understand that because we live in a world right now where everybody gets the participation trophy.
It's the worst.
And when you do that, as they get older, they don't know how to accept failure.
Yeah.
And like people don't understand that that's a big problem right now is it's okay to fail.
Yeah.
As long as you get up and try it again.
And it's okay to not be the guy. And that doesn't turn you into a toxic person.
For sure.
My freshman year of high school, had a coach, shout out to Coach Stafford. He told us, hey, at the end of the day, for our team, at one point in time, there's only going to be 11 people on the field.
That's it.
If we have 70 people on our team, that means 59 of y'all are just standing on the sideline. Who are you when you're standing on the sideline? What kind of person are you? Are you the person that, well, I'm never going to play, so I'm going to go half speed in practice. I'm never going to play, so I'm not going to really be locked in meetings. I don't think I'm ever going to play because I'm not the starter in this moment, so I'm not going to celebrate what's happening on the field.
Yeah.
What does that say about you as a person if that's you? And he led into the story of him going to college and playing and realizing, man, I was the guy where I was. Now I'm here. I'm second or third string. I gotta tap into who I want to be.
Yeah.
And does this give me an excuse to not show up and not perform and not try to get better and not try to find a way to get on the field? And if I don't ever make it on the field, does that mean I'm a failure? I have to face that in the same way. That's what sports gives you an opportunity to teach a kid, is that if I'm not the guy, who am I? Because you can be an exceptional person and teammate in the eyes of your own team, an all-star, by how you carry yourself.
Absolutely.
There's a guy on my team when I was a senior or when I was a junior. He never touched the field, but his halftime speech was one of the realest ones I ever heard. And he said, I know I don't have the talent to get on the field. I show up, I do all I can for the workouts, but I love being here and seeing y'all go out there and shine. I love the fact that I get to be a part of this with y'all. I love the fact that I get to actually have an effect. And some days I don't feel like I got an effect, but and he starts tearing up at that point. Like, but this means something to me. And me getting to work with y'all and getting to be a part of this is everything. So I'm gonna continue. And we're losing at halftime. After his speech came out, started knocking people's heads off. Win the game.
There it is.
So he had the effect for us. He was from that point on, like, I mean, he was already a cool dude, but from that point on, it was like you saw him in a different light because, like, dang, he really shared his heart where he's at.
Yeah.
And he backed it up with his actions.
Yeah, and so what he did right there is legit just elevate the team morale.
Yeah.
And that's why, I talked about it last episode as well, is I love that Coach Britton always says everybody has a role.
Yeah.
And that role can change over time. And some people's roles are to be really good teammates.
Yeah.
And some people's roles are to be really good scout teamers. And some people's roles are to go catch touchdowns, block the guy in front of you, catch the ball, throw the ball, run the ball. Like, everybody has a role. And I think that when people live up to that role to the fullest potential, that's where you find really good teams.
Without a doubt.
And I think just leading into the next thing that I think it does for us is we call this, if we put in an umbrella, our social skills.
Yeah.
You got to be a good teammate. If you're going to shape the future of who you are with sports, teamwork is almost everything.
Without a doubt.
Because obviously with football, basketball, track, if you're on relays, softball, like, it's a team sport. There's no I in team. So it's really hard to win games with just that one person. And so what I think it does is it puts you in a situation where you can't just rely on yourself.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, there's nothing wrong with betting on yourself. But something that one of my coaches always told me is rarely, like less than 1% of people in this world are their own boss.
That's fact.
If you're not a CEO of a business or you own a business, you have a boss.
Yeah.
As teachers, our boss is the principal. As coaches, our boss is the head coach.
Yeah.
And so when you're in those settings, teamwork is everything. I mean, just think about at our high school, if we didn't, all the teachers didn't collectively work as a team to make something happen, that school would be burned to the ground.
That'd be
It'd
chaos.
be chaos because we would all be trying to just worry about ourselves and do our own agenda instead of just focusing on what we need to as a collective team.
Yeah.
The next thing I think that shaping our kids moving forward, what it does is respect and sportsmanship.
Without a doubt, bro.
I mean, respect is something that can go a long way, but it can be lost like that.
Yep.
Like money, it takes a long time to make good money, but you can spend it like that.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? And same goes with respect is I don't meet somebody and I naturally just respect that person because they've shown me nothing in advance to make me feel like, okay, yeah, I respect them. Now, obviously, we all have that base level of respect. Like,
Yeah.
hey, we're two adults. We can be cordial. Hey, I'm Coach Woodard. How are you doing? And that respect is kind of mutual there. But to gain respect, kind of how me and you have, like, that takes time. It
Yeah.
takes effort. It takes teamwork. It takes communication. It takes a friendship.
Yep.
And so without those things can fall to the wayside really fast. And I think that that social aspect can really start falling off because if you realize it is, we talk about in football, you want to respect your coaches.
Mm-hmm.
You want to respect your teammates. And then it even goes all the way down to like our managers, our trainers, our water girls. Like, if you can't treat me as the coach the same way you need to treat a water girl,
Yeah.
that lets me know everything I need to know about you. Because it's letting me know that because this person is lower than the coach is, you're going to treat them as such
Yeah.
instead of just showing respect. I mean, again, respect is very easily reciprocated, but it's very easily diminished as well.
Yeah. I think one of the things that my dad taught me and was reiterated when I was in college is how you treat those that are seen as the least is who you are.
For sure.
If
And
you
that's real
can't
stuff.
treat the everybody points to the janitor, but all I know is on every campus I've been on, I make a point to be cool with the janitors because they got access and see more than everybody on campus.
Yeah, for sure.
Because they're always there, they're always around, they're always working, and so the fact that if I'm intentional about having a good relationship with them, number one, it makes work more enjoyable for me and for them. Number two, if I need somebody to look out for me, they always are willing to. And if there's a way I can help them out, it's always an opportunity. And then just showing the fact that somebody's giving them time, like you can see how much it impacts them and makes their day.
Yeah.
I think as well, kind of to backtrack a little bit, but my senior year, ended up starting at fullback, right?
Okay.
The person behind me, Mr. Rodney Hall, ended up
Hey.
going to Tech and playing fullback. He went to Tyler Junior College and then went to Tech. Ended up playing at fullback there. I knew my sophomore, junior year, homie's more talented than me, bro.
Yeah.
He's bigger, he's stronger, and just as fast as me.
Yeah.
I could sit up here and put myself in a way where I'm competing with him and I'm never gonna help him or nothing like that. But my older brothers had already taught me, you make sure that when you leave the program, it's ready to go.
Yeah.
So the entire time that me and him were working together, it was never a beef between us. It was always trying to uplift each other, which plays into how I coach the kids in my position group. For me, you can ask any kid I coach. I expect you to teach those that are under you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna coach you, but I expect that what I've taught you, you're reiterating and you're telling them. Because there's gonna be times when I'm focused on something else and you're gonna see something. It's you to me, it's your obligation to make sure that that's the person that's lower than you or younger than you, you go and give them that information.
For sure.
And so now that you're building those teamwork and skills, let's take them outside of sports. This is the identity they take on and the morals that they take on. And they're working in their jobs and their careers and they do that.
Yeah.
That mess pays volumes. It speaks. It shows people like, hey, this cat cares about more than just him. He cares about the longevity of this organization. He cares about the longevity of those around him. And that's how people end up getting elevated because you're selflessly taking care of those around you.
Hey, and that's big. That's big because, like you said, is if you're teaching the younger or teaching the backups,
Yeah.
now you're putting them in a position for if anything ever happens to you, they're ready to go.
Yeah.
Because nothing's more frustrating than if something, for example, if I'm the starting receiver and I go down and now my backup gets in and doesn't know what to do. That's my fault
Yep.
because should have been my job to correct that before we even got to that point.
Yeah.
And so I think, like you said, is talking about being able to help the younger and the people behind you is huge because that's the next generation.
Mm-hmm.
That's the next set of people. And so that puts you in a position where you can be successful, number one. And two, you can put yourself in a position where you get to take care of them. And again, you build that community with that person, with
Yeah.
your group moving forward.
It's a bet, bro.
And so jumping into the next thing I think is a big thing in shaping our future with sports, emotional and mental development.
Yeah.
I mean,
Emotional and mental intelligence as well,
that
bro.
as well. And I think that's absolutely huge. I think the biggest thing out of all of those things, resiliency.
Yeah.
Because if you go and watch our games this year and what we did, man, it was absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
We had to be resilient. There
Yep.
was never a time I felt like that it was just, hey, we're about to go out here and dominate this team and they can't do nothing about it. We had to come out and be resilient, game in, game out. And then when you talk about those 6 or those 5 rounds in the playoffs,
Yeah.
it was a war. Out of those 5 rounds, 4 of those rounds we went into the fourth quarter losing.
Yep.
It could have been super easy to just lay down and call it what it is. But our kids understood the fight, the grit,
Yeah.
what we learned in boot camp, how we have to overcome. And I think that really put us in a position where we could be super successful.
Yeah. I think the thing that was encouraging and cool is to going into those games knowing that we had a group of kids that weren't gonna quit.
Yeah.
Like we always knew our kids were gonna play 4 quarters, and almost like to me, I felt like when we got to the middle of the third quarter, into that fourth quarter, you can start seeing the other team like becoming fatigued because, as every team said this past years, that's the toughest kids we've played. We ain't played people that played that hard for 4 quarters.
Oh yeah.
Not one team on our schedule has played that hard, and we know going to the game that for 4 quarters they're gonna feel everything we got.
Oh, every piece of it. I mean, it's not gonna be any lay down for
Yeah,
us. Even look at Smith Valley game. We're down 2 scores going into that one, and then amazing DT gets a pick six or a scoop and score fumble,
yeah,
punches it in, and then now we're only down by 7.
yep,
And now we have an opportunity to go down and try to go win that game.
yeah.
Controversial call. That's for another
Mm,
day.
mm,
But the resilience in that game was unreal and unmatched. And I think moving to the next point, I think what it did for us starting all the way back in boot camp is it built the confidence of our guys.
yeah,
Our guys always knew us 12 coaches were going to have the absolute best game plan we could possibly have for that week.
yep,
And I think when your kids have confidence in the coaches and then vice versa, where the coaches have confidence in the kids,
yeah.
it's hard to beat those teams.
Without a doubt.
And so I think it put our kids in a headspace of every game is a winnable game.
Yep.
And there's not one game I think we went into this year where it was like, I don't know how we're gonna win this one.
Yeah.
Every week was, dude, we can go win this game. We just gotta do the little things right and we got to take care of us.
Yeah. My wife always laughs at me when she hears people ask you about the game that week or something. She's like, you never say a different answer. You say the same answer every time. But it's how I truly feel.
Yeah.
I feel like if we take care of our business and do what we know we can do, if we execute the game plan we have in place, we're gonna be in the game and probably have a great chance to win the game.
Yeah, for sure.
Like that's my answer anytime anybody asks me. Because I know and have confidence in the game plan that we put together, and I have confidence in the way our kids are gonna show up and compete.
Yeah, and the two other things based off of that emotional mental development is discipline and focus.
Yeah.
And I think that what we do with our kids, which I won't get into all like the ins and outs of how we train that discipline and how we train that focus, but our kids understand that once you get on that bus, we're in a business trip now.
Yeah.
And there's rarely, I think in my 3 years here, there's not been a time that we've got on the bus and then the following week we had to have a meeting about how we act on the bus.
No, it's an understanding.
It's an understanding, and the thing is that's taught all the way down to the 7th grade level.
Yeah.
That we understand that, hey, once we get on this and we start moving, it's go time. And so I think that focus of where our kids put themselves in the right headspace for the game is a huge aspect. And again, it's the same thing with shaping our kids for the future is not every time you want to go do work.
Yeah,
Not all work is fun.
at all.
I mean, hell, half the time I don't want to do work,
Yeah,
but having that discipline to go do what I said that I was going to do and having that focus and that goal setting of what my dreams are, what my goals are,
yeah,
you can't half-ass work. You got to go work.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like for me, my dream and goal is to be a head football coach. Well, I can't do that by beating my watch home like the first week.
yeah.
I can't do that by thinking I'm bigger than doing laundry. I can't do
Hey,
that by halfway putting in hours just saying that, oh, I'm here, but I'm not really doing anything. I have to actually go out and be disciplined in my work to get myself to a head coach spot. I
yeah,
gotta be um focused and I gotta have goals set up. I mean, I think that every person should have a 5-year and a 10-year goal.
yeah.
Because if you don't have those things, then what are you working for?
It's kind of floating.
You're just in the midst of the air, just living.
Yeah,
So having that vision of what you want out of life is big. And obviously going back to football, that's what we did last offseason. We sat in there and our head guy said, the time is right now.
yep,
And so the vision of that conversation when we sat in that weight room and everybody was locked in, focused, because when he spoke with intent and he spoke with a demeanor that some of these kids have never seen, never
yeah.
heard.
It's like it was a tangible conviction.
Yes, it was the time is now and you better not let this pass.
Yeah,
Because if you let this pass, it's always going to be, well, if we would have,
yep,
if we did this. Well, if is a lot of things. If I went and picked some numbers on the lottery, I possibly could win.
yeah,
But if doesn't matter. You see what I'm saying? So I think that that's huge in shaping our kids as far as you got to have a vision. You got to have a goal. You got to have discipline in that vision. And if you start steering off the path of that vision, you got to have somebody, which I always feel like you got to have an accountability partner for that,
yeah,
because it's very easy to steer off of the path and feel like you're still looking at this vision, but you're taking the long route to get there.
yeah. Without a doubt.
We always say the fastest thing between 2 points is a straight line.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, my goal in life is to be a head coach, but obviously being an assistant coach puts me on a different path.
Yeah,
Being an offensive coordinator puts me on a different path. And so as I take those paths, I got to have discipline that the end goal is still here.
yeah,
That if I'm working, even though I'm having to go around, I still have to work for that same goal. Because not many people come out of college and just straight elevated to a head coach. I mean, I've known one kid who's done that,
yeah,
and it was at a 6-man school, so it was a little different. But that's almost never heard of.
yeah.
So having to get on a path and really having somebody hold you accountable to that path to get to that vision is crucial.
Yeah, it's a big thing. And with that, one thing sports help people do is make lifelong friends, bro.
Man, huge,
Because
huge.
I know I just grinded with this dude since for some people it starts in Little League.
Yeah.
And we play all the years together. And now we got two kids that are going off to college this year that they've been grinding together for a hot minute. And now because of what they built together, they trust that when they go up there, they're gonna be able to hold each other accountable and help each other be successful at the college they're going to play at.
Yeah, and I think that, so just kind of backtracking on what you said there is, so there's two coaches currently right now, that one I play with in college
Yeah.
and the other I played with in high school, and they're both coaches out in West Texas. So shout out to Coach Richardson.
Hey.
Not really Richardson. I just want to make him mad because he hates when I say it. Shout out to Coach Richards and shout out to Coach Gerber. Both those guys are out in West Texas. One's in Forsan and the other one's in the good old shallow water. So shout out to those two.
I ain't never heard of them times.
Yeah,
bro.
man, they're way out. They're out in like the BFEs of West Texas, man. The BFEs. But yeah, Kyler always gets really mad at me because obviously I spell his name wrong. Number one, I always spell it Kylar and it's ER. So he always gives me a hard time. Then every now and again, I'll call him Richardson just to make him mad, and it's just Richard. But neither here nor there.
Yeah.
The friends that I've been able to make in college with him, and then obviously back in high school with Coach Gerber, have been absolutely big. Just because we're in a group text, we talk, we ask what's going on. Anytime something's happening down here in the Houston area, it's
Yeah.
always Coach Woodard. Have you heard about this? What's going on? It's like, I'm trying to find the scoop. And out in West Texas, when things are going on, I'm messaging them like, hey, what's going on out in West Texas? So it's kind of cool because I have friends and friendships kind of all over the state.
Yeah.
And so I kind of always have a little scoop on everything. I mean, I even heard a scoop all the way out up in like North Texas.
Dang.
Like, and when we're talking North Texas, understand there's different areas of Texas. Like when we're talking about the Panhandle, that's not North Texas. According to Texans, North Texas is like north of Dallas.
Yeah.
The Panhandle is what's north of Lubbock. So you
Yes,
can't put those
okay.
things together.
Got you.
Because technically West Texas should be El Paso, but they get their own like little lingo over there. Like that's just El Paso.
Yeah, it's because they way out there, bro.
Yes, like that's just El Paso out there. But with all that being said, one of the last things I think that shaping our kids moving forward is the character building.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's huge. Some of the big ones, the three big ones that kind of come to my head: integrity,
Mm-hmm.
responsibility,
Yep.
and work ethic.
Yeah.
I mean, those three things right there really embody everything as an athlete, but what life is like moving forward, And so, because if you have no integrity, nobody can trust you. If you're not responsible, I can't give you anything on your plate. And if you have poor work ethic, why would I hire you?
Yeah.
And so, listen, this is one of the best mottos I ever heard that a coach told me when I was young and dumb. And I thought that I was him and nobody could tell me anything.
What's that?
It said, he said, an uncoachable kid is an unemployed adult. So when he told me that, my eyes absolutely rose.
Yeah.
Like, damn, I'm not really being coachable right now. Because at that time, I was like what we talked about in the first episode. Anytime somebody tried to teach me anything, I just got very defensive.
Yeah.
Like, no, this is what I'm doing, and I don't know why you're trying to tell me otherwise. So when he told me that, it really opened my eyes to, wow, I want a job one day. And if I can't take constructive criticism from a coach, I can't function in this world.
Yep.
Because, hell, we get constructive criticism from our principal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Hell, we go through a T-test advisor thing, and, they're telling you, hey, you're proficient in this. You need to grow in this. And so if I'm taking what they're saying to heart and I'm just upset about it, that I can put myself in a really bad headspace.
Yeah. That's real. Man, somebody should have told a bunch of kids I know that, bro. Somebody should have told me that at one point. Because the first job I got fired from, bro.
Here we go.
First job I got fired from, working at the rec center at U of H, right?
Okay.
They introduced that semester a job of folding towels in the fitness zone, which I had been doing. All right. Nobody liked the job except for me.
Okay.
We were instructed to rotate the job. Some people should be walking the floor. Some people should be switching out and folding towels at the desk. You shouldn't be at the desk more than 15 to 30 minutes at a time.
Okay.
Because you fold the towels to the desk. Me, being uncoachable, I'm like, bro, if nobody wants to do the job and I like the job, I'll just do the job and everybody's happy.
Yeah.
Find myself at the end of the summer expecting to come back to a job and get the nice little email. They didn't even have the decency to call me. They emailed me and said, hey, yeah, we're not going to bring you back for the next semester. So I'm thinking I got this job because I need this job to pay for my school.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was scrambling. All because I decided that I was going to do things the way I thought was best instead of the way that my boss felt was the way it was appropriate.
Yeah.
Now, there's ways to go about if you feel like what you're doing is the way to go about it. I could have had a conversation with my boss about it. I didn't do that. I just decided that I'm going to do it this way because I think it's better. And that put me, and as far as she was concerned, our whole team and whole staff in a bind, and I ended up losing my job.
Yeah. And I think that with that being said, it makes it really difficult when you want to be so defensive on something like that. But what I do get really frustrated about is if you're going to fire me or if you have something to talk to me about,
Yeah.
do not email me.
Yeah, you could have at least called me.
At least be man enough or woman enough or whatever you want to call it to call me into your office so we can sit down and have a talk.
Yeah.
Just because I just think that an email is the easy way out. Because you don't get to see my emotions. I don't get to see your emotions. You don't get to hear my side. And you've already voiced your side.
Yeah.
And again, in that situation, I'm not saying you're necessarily being defensive, but you want to be able to speak your piece on, okay, why did I get fired first off?
Yeah.
And then let me just explain, hey, this is how I saw it. I'm not saying that the way I saw it was right, but
hmm
it's only fair that I get to explain how I saw it.
Without a doubt.
And so, yeah, I mean, so I think right there, we gave some really good nuggets
Yeah.
on how to shape our kids with using athletics. And I think all those things and all those points are very critical points and they're super beneficial.
Yeah.
But it's time.
What's the time for it?
It's time. I need to know. Let me hear about your favorite restaurant. Remember TikTok, what I talked about earlier is if you have a restaurant you want us to talk about, make sure you put that in the comment section and we'll definitely make sure we talk about it. But I need to know, Coach Evans, what is it, the restaurant that you can go to every day and be fine?
It's got to be Taco Bell, bro. And let me get the misconceptions about Taco Bell out the way. It don't be killing my stomach, bro. I know everybody's talking about how they be having gas and they be having the BGs or whatever the case. I just think you ordering wrong. Okay?
Okay.
If you order, because Taco Bell, let's think about it, bro. It's the one place you can go and not have to get fried food for fast food.
Okay.
Okay? If I want to be healthy, I can get me a bowl with the chicken in it. And
Okay.
I'm not all the people that I know the ground beef ain't normal ground beef. We all know that,
Yeah.
right? It
Yeah.
is what it is. But I can get me a bowl or I can get me a wrap with the chicken. The what's it? They got the avocado ranch there, bro. It goes
Okay.
crazy. But I can be healthy there. And even so, if I'm not trying to be super healthy, it's also still not fried food. So I'm not getting all these extra fats and stuff into my body before I'm eating out or whatever. I can order a steak quesadilla, a soft taco supreme, and I call it good, bro. Right
Yeah.
then and there. You feel me?
Oh no. So let me hear if you're going to Taco Bell right now,
Yeah.
what's the order?
Crunchwrap Supreme
Okay.
with 2 soft taco supremes,
Okay.
and I'm good, bro.
That's it?
That's all it gotta be.
So listen, man.
Now, let me interrupt you one time.
Okay.
There's one fatal flaw, in my opinion, when it comes to Taco Bell.
Let me hear
The
it.
beans are trash.
Awful.
They're awful. I take the beans off of everything I order.
I mean, there's no how do you make beans bad?
Hey, ask Taco Bell because they're doing it.
Like they don't taste like beans, number one.
Mm-mm.
It tastes like I'm just eating a sheet of paper. They're not good. The beans are awful. So if you go to Taco Bell, take the beans off.
If you love yourself, take the beans off.
And that's probably why these people are having trouble.
Because they don't take the beans. It's the beans, bro.
Yeah, it gotta be.
It's the beans.
It gotta be the beans.
We cracked the code. It's the beans.
There it
bruh.
is. There it is. But I'm gonna just jump back on what your order was, buddy. The Taco Supreme is disgusting.
The Crunchwrap Supreme?
Yes, buddy, because they put nasty sour cream on it.
This is your palate, bro.
The sour cream that goes on the taco
Bro, you tripping.
is not good.
That mug hits every single time.
Okay.
You ever had a soft taco, just a regular degular, and then you have a soft taco supreme? It's supreme for a reason, bro.
Listen.
It's top tier.
Listen, man. Here you go, man. Here's my order when I go to Taco Bell.
Let's hear it, bro.
This just lets you know that me and Coach Evans really enjoy Taco Bell. I'm getting the number 7.
I don't even know what a number 7 is because
The-
I customize my meal every time.
I'm getting the number 7, which is a chicken quesadilla.
Okay.
Take the Chipotle sauce off. It ain't good.
You tripping, bro.
Take the Chipotle sauce off. Then I'm going to make my hard taco a soft taco with no lettuce.
I'm here for that. What? Well, okay, I was here for that until you took the lettuce off, bro.
Yeah, so you're just getting meat and cheese.
That's diabolical, bro.
And then you're going to order one more soft taco the exact same way on the side.
I'm just asking, bro. How you move the stuff through the system, bro? Without the greens, bro. Without the tomatoes on it, bro.
Listen, my body is just accustomed to no veggies.
Man.
Like the only vegetable, which is so weird because this vegetable is not even that good. Like just straight out. I can eat broccoli.
That's the basics. It's
But
like the
broccoli,
day one veggie.
but broccoli has to be like stir fried. It can't just be the old regular degular. We're gonna put it in a steamer and it's soft and just throw some No. I need it to be all the way almost to the point of burnt.
It's not broccoli no more. All the nutrition's gone.
No, it is broccoli. You just gotta let it happen. It is broccoli. Just let it happen. So that's what I'm ordering, and I'm getting the mango tea always.
I get G2, bro.
Dog, G2 is so gross.
It's good, bro.
No, G2. So what I don't like about the G2 at Taco Bell is I don't like that the two things come out in a separate stream, and I don't think it correlates.
You gonna get more water or more flavor every
That's
single time.
that's
It's
what
never
I'm
gonna be
saying.
the same.
It's like if it was off of like a number scale, they're going like 7 water, 3 flavoring. And you know us, like we know good drinks. I mean, we're gonna drink the Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
So we know what it's supposed to taste like. So if it's watery, it kind of defeats the purpose of putting ice in it now, because now it's just waterier.
But I think you're expecting Gatorade when you drink G2.
You're right.
And it's not. It's not the same thing. It's G2 for a reason.
But
bro.
that's why I don't like it, because it's giving a false impression. So
not.
really,
it's on the label.
So really what's happening is G2 is being a phony.
Nah.
It's pretending to be Gatorade.
You're trying to place a narrative on G2 that it's not supposed to be there, bro. They told you who they were. I'm G2. I ain't Gatorade, bro.
Yeah, but it's not good.
Come on, bro.
It's not good. Can we just admit that it's not good?
You're right. It's great. It's my go-to, bro.
There's no way.
I'm getting G2 or I'm getting one of the freeze drinks.
You're childish.
I'm 5'5". What you expect, bro?
That boy said I'm 5'5". What do you expect? Okay, so
what's your favorite fast food restaurant, bro?
So I'm gonna just come off the cuff and say that this restaurant to me is, I learned it more so when I was on 75 Hard.
Yeah.
It is Popeyes.
Without a doubt, bro.
When you go to Popeyes, something that they do there just sets them apart. So if you didn't know, so I know in episode like 1 or 2, I gave you the little hack with the Chipotle.
Yep.
At Popeyes, I always get the blackened tenders.
Yeah.
And then whatever, like the fries and the mashed potatoes and all that stuff. So the reason I get the blackened tenders at Popeyes is because they have to make them fresh.
They fresh every time you order them.
They cannot be pre-cooked. Yeah. So when you get like the fried, like the spicy or the regular, like they're just sitting in a bin under a heating lamp. When you get the blackened chicken tenders, those bad boys, like they just cook them on the grill. Yeah. Like it's to the point that when I get them, I have to like break them in half so they can like cool off a little bit. Now with that, you don't always have to just dip the blackened chicken tenders in normal gravy.
Yeah.
Every time I go, this is my order. Give me the number 5, which is the blackened chicken tenders.
Yeah.
Give me French fries on the side. Give me an Arnold Palmer, which is iced tea and lemonade.
Yeah.
And then as my second side, I want mashed potatoes and gravy. So I'm going to use my chicken strip as a dipping source into the mashed potatoes and gravy. Yeah. So now I don't even need a spoon. Now it's all pure finger foods.
Because you're childish. Bro.
You're right. I'm only 5'6", so
hey, you feel me?
We're in the same boat. So you always get the mashed potatoes and gravy, and you get the blackened chicken tenders, and you scoop it, and then you eat it that way.
Yeah.
When you do it like that, it literally elevates the chicken tenders.
I got no complaints, bro. That might hits, bro.
Now, one thing that me and you do disagree on as far as Popeyes, I'm not eating a biscuit.
Because you don't be getting the honey.
But sometimes the biscuit is built like a Frisbee.
That's just part of the game, bro.
And that's what frustrates me, is that sometimes I'm like, my biscuit, hey, my boy, hey, we were talking about Coach Gerber just a second ago. Yeah. My boy hopped into the stream. Hey, Coach Gerber, thanks so much for tuning in to the TikTok Live, big dog. We talked about you just a minute ago about having friends all over Texas. We let the world know that you're over at Shally now, man. So congratulations to you, man. Big shout out to my boy, Coach Gerber. over at Shallow Water, man. He's doing big things out there in West Texas. That's the new and next upcoming OC out that way.
Yeah.
But when you jump into the box and the box has a hard biscuit, it's a problem.
That is. But the biscuit ain't always hard.
But see, the narrative has already been set on the biscuit.
No, bro.
Like, see, that's the problem when I eat foods is once I have one bad experience, it's over.
But my thing is this. What if Jesus treated you like you treat that biscuit?
Why you take me there, bro?
All I'm saying, bro.
Why you take me there, bro?
The biscuit deserves some grace, man.
I can't do it.
And you put the honey on it, bro. The honey gonna make it. It's gonna take it from the hard biscuit, which I'm typically not gonna eat it regardless. If I'm touching this hard, I'm not gonna eat it. But the biscuit by itself is a cool 5
out of 10.
Out of 10, a 5.
I'm not eating it. That's halfway good.
With the honey, you're looking at a 7 to 8.
At a 7, we're still only at like 75%.
The biscuit ain't amazing. Now you want to talk about a biscuit? Church's Chicken got the biscuits, bro. The biscuits don't miss. By itself, that biscuit is a 7 to 8. With the honey, that's a 10, bro.
Listen. This is the problem that I run into with Popeyes and the biscuit. Is 9 times out of 10 because something that, and this could be because I'm childish. Something that I always do is if I have a bread source involved with my food, I'm gonna make it into a sandwich. Exactly. So if I cut the biscuit in half and I'm putting my blackened chicken tenders in the middle of it, and my biscuit is hard, now not only did it just ruin my chicken, now my mouth is dry as hell.
Yeah, because look, bro, you ever been extremely ashy?
No.
Look, bro.
No.
When you extremely ashy, can you get the lotion, bro? And you rub your hands together. You try to put it on your knees, bro. But you so ashy, you rub your hands together, and the lotion's already gone, bro. So you gotta go back and get more. That's how dry the biscuit is at Popeyes, bro. All the juiciness and all the effect of getting fresh made chicken tenders is gone. It absorbed all the moisture. So when you go to eat this sandwich that you made with that biscuit, it's a waste of time.
Listen, now you know, for my people who are normally pretty ashy, apply the lotion directly to the kneecaps.
Hey, if you one of them people walking out with funnel cake knees, meaning you got powdered sugar on them, then you need to make sure you apply directly to the kneecap. You feel me?
Hey, if a boy walk around looking like he been I can't even get the joke out. Hey, if my boy walk around looking like he just went tap dancing in some baby powder.
My boy working at Popeyes, he got the flour on his knees.
Oh, man, that's some good stuff right there. That's good stuff. But with all that being said, man, the biscuit is not going to get 8. It's dry as all get out.
Yeah.
If I eat the biscuit, what happens is my drink is gone now because it's so dry that I'm destroying my drink. So it's almost like, hey, I got to get a drink and another drink
without a doubt
to make it happen. My last hack when it comes, this is not just Popeyes. This is all fast food restaurants. When you go to the fast food restaurant, there's no reason to put ice in your drink. It comes out of the fountain already cold.
Not cold enough, bro.
No, it comes out of the fountain already cold. So now you're getting more bang for your buck if you just get it without ice.
Yeah.
So just so you know, make sure that you get your fountain drinks without ice because it's already cold. The last thing before we wrap this whole thing up with this podcast, not necessarily the next one, but for this one, you remember a couple episodes ago when we talked about going to a Whataburger and getting the supersized drink?
Yeah.
So the other night, me and the wife went to go get Whataburger because it was like, it just sounded like that's what we needed. And she said, what size you want? I said, I want the whole thing large. Give me the whole thing large.
You tripping.
But I went with the Gatorade large, but it was everything I needed.
You drank the whole thing?
The whole thing.
Boy, you
So
had
again-
about 2,000 calories from your drink.
Listen, man, I know. And I even said it on the stream, man. I said, hey, listen, if somebody's going to drink all that drink, they're psycho. I guess that's me. But I was more so talking about for people who drink soda like that. That was next level crazy.
Yeah.
But
yeah. So with that, we're going to wrap up this episode. It's been another fun time on the Fourth End.
Whatever podcast.
Make sure you tune into the next one.